Ace Bailey, a name that lit up recruiting boards across the country.
Ace Bailey is, hey, listen, Ace Bailey getting hot
I like
again.
Ace Bailey. To me, Ace Bailey is the #1 pick.
Built like Kevin Durant, jumps like T-Mac, and moves with the smooth, ruthless confidence of Paul George. This 6'8" forward was more than just another prospect. He was a walking highlight reel. A total of 527 points this season, the second most ever by a Rutgers freshman. A consensus 5-star recruit ranked number 2 in the 2024 class. But just as the spotlight was getting brighter, things started to take a strange turn.
One player that we kind of all expected to go in the top 3 is Ace Bailey. That doesn't necessarily seem to be the case now. Why? What's going on?
Reports of canceled workouts, rumors about teams being blacklisted. Suddenly, it wasn't just about talent anymore. It was about his decisions and the consequences that could follow. Behind the scenes, whispers grew louder. Was Bailey already trying to pick where he lands before ever playing a single NBA minute? Was he really refusing to work out for certain teams? And the biggest question of all is Ace Bailey putting his NBA future at risk before it even begins? Before we get into all of that controversy, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching one of the best new basketball channels on YouTube, Swish Archives. To understand how we got here and why this story is erupting now, we have to start with the one night every young basketball player dreams of. For every NBA prospect, draft night is the moment they visualize since they first picked up a basketball. It's more than a handshake with the commissioner or wearing a fresh team cap. It's a symbol, a reward of sweat, sacrifice, and belief. Think of all those 6 a.m. workouts, late nights spent in the gym, missed parties, and brutal injuries. All of it's supposed to pay off when Adam Silver calls your name. It's one of those few moments where the basketball world pauses and gives you your moment.
Emotional moments for Nick Smith Jr., for his family, that this isn't just about basketball. This isn't just about taking the next steps in the NBA. This is about dreams coming true.
And what's at stake? Everything. We all know that the rookie salary scale is set by draft position. For example, the #1 overall pick in 2025 is projected to earn over $13 million in year 1 and around $63 million across 4 years. Drop just a few spots and you lose millions. And it's not just salary. Top picks land massive endorsement deals. Cooper Flagg reportedly locked in over $28 million in deals before playing a single NBA minute. But the stakes go beyond money. Draft night shapes public perception. Sometimes a single expression on stage ignites a media firestorm and instantly redefines a rookie's image. Just like Zach LaVine, whose viral reaction after being picked 13th sparked controversy. Team fit. It can make or break your career. Land in the right system on a team that's rebuilding and willing to invest in your growth, and you could rise like Siakam, Giannis, or Jokic. These aren't lottery picks, but they found the perfect environments to grow into champions. End up in the wrong team, though, and even a #1 pick can struggle and risk becoming the next Anthony Bennett.
Who, in your opinion, Steven, is the biggest NBA bust of all time?
NBA bust? How about Anthony Bennett, the #1 overall pick of the Cleveland Cavaliers?
One night, one decision, and everything changes. Overall, the 2025 NBA draft more than lived up to the hype. Scouts and executives had called it one of the most exciting classes in recent years. Among the most talked about names was the 6'8" forward out of Rutgers, who was arguably the most polarizing prospect in the entire draft. Some scouts saw a future all-star. Others saw a raw, risky project. Kevin Durant has spoken highly of him.
Being able to shoot the ball with that type of touch from anywhere is insane. The shots that he can make over multiple people at that length, it's incredible to watch him and his team. But I see some of my game at Ace. I think he, as far as the mid-range game, he probably a little bit more advanced than I was at that age. But he's a problem. I can't wait to see his career grow.
Calling Bailey a pure talent. And his numbers back it up. In 30 games started at Rutgers, Bailey averaged 16.7 points, 7.2 rebounds, and 1.3 assists per game. Offensively, he thrives on hitting difficult shots with a smooth shooting form, capable of rising over defenders and pulling up from deep, mid-range, or even crowded situations. His efficiency backed it up too, 46% from the field and 34% from the three-point line. Bailey often compares his game to the likes of Kevin Durant, Paul George, and Jason Tatum. Tall, skilled scorers who thrive in one-on-one situations and tough shot making.
I compare myself to Kevin Durant, Jason Tatum, and Paul George. A lot of people do. I'm 6'9", I can handle the ball, I can see the court, I can knock down shots, I can off the dribble, hit and shoot, I can do it all. I can rebound, defend.
Bailey earned all Big Ten honors and had some standout games during the season, including a career-high 39 points against Indiana, 15 rebounds against Penn State. Everyone, from fans to analysts, could see the flashes of talent. And that's exactly what Paul George highlighted on his podcast a few months back.
I think he has big-time potential. He has big-time talent. He can score from any spot on the floor. He has an isolation game, which you don't see that often in kids that size, that early. He can make plays. He can shoot over top of defenses. He can take advantage of mismatches. He can handle the ball in pick and rolls. He can catch and shoot. He can defend. I've seen him play elite defense on chase down blocks, running guys off threes, defending, keeping guys in front of him. If there was no Cooper Flagg, Ace Bailey would have been an even bigger name that people would have been talking about in this draft.
But for every highlight, there were also moments of concern. He can get tunnel vision on offense, often forcing up contested shots instead of kicking it out or attacking the rim. His ball handling remains shaky, and his decision-making can be inconsistent, especially under pressure. On the defensive end, he has the tools like length, foot speed, and timing, but his awareness and positioning often fall short. So what does all this mean? Bailey might not be the most polished player in the class, but his combination of size, scoring ability, and athleticism makes his ceiling one of the highest among his peers. By the time spring arrived, Bailey was universally regarded as a lottery-caliber prospect, widely projected as a top 3 pick. ESPN mock drafts and experts had him just behind Cooper Flagg and Dylan Harper, underscoring the hype around his name. But as the 2025 NBA draft approached, Bailey's process took a weird twist. In an unprecedented move for a blue-chip player, he simply refused to work out for all NBA teams.
Malika, right now Ace Bailey is the only U.S. prospect yet to conduct a visit to an NBA team facility.
He even canceled a scheduled workout with the Philadelphia 76ers, who held the number 3 pick. Invitations from Charlotte, number 4, and Utah, number 5, were also declined. No team hats, no facility visits, no one-on-one meetings. Instead, Bailey held just one private workout for all 30 teams during the NBA Combine in Chicago. The silence from his camp raised eyebrows. According to ESPN's Jonathan Gavoni, several rival GMs believed Bailey's representatives were quietly trying to push him toward the most advantageous landing spot in terms of playing time and opportunity. It looked like Ace Bailey was skipping the traditional pre-draft process.
There's so much question about, does he want to be there? Like, what's your sense of that?
Okay, so he very clearly was trying to guide himself to certain places in the draft, and he very clearly didn't have Utah on that list.
Aiming to control his destination, even if it meant risking his draft stock. At the center of all this drama was his agent, Omar Cooper. Insiders revealed that Cooper directly warned teams near the top of the board, if you draft Ace Bailey, he won't show up. The message was clear. The Hornets and Jazz were off limit. Instead, Bailey's camp had its eyes on teams like the Washington Wizards, New Orleans Pelicans, and Brooklyn Nets, who held picks 6 through 8 and had wide open roles for a young forward like him. It was a bold, high-risk negotiation for an 18-year-old, something we usually see in the NFL, not the NBA. Opinions around the league were split. To fans, Bailey's antics looked arrogant. To some analysts, it was simply the next chapter of player empowerment. Sixers All-Star Paul George didn't hold back, saying Bailey and the people around him aren't in a position to be making demands so early.
I think Ace Bailey, I can't get mad if my stock drops.
Some analysts were even harsher, strongly criticizing Bailey for what they saw as immaturity and a poor attitude.
As stated as is, it's stupid and counterproductive.
Get it, Ace Bailey, he's young, but you're going to come into the league and you want an easy path to stardom?
The foolishness of talking about stardom before you even draft it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. The obnoxiousness.
Yep.
Somebody needs to turn it down.
However, ESPN's Jay Bilas had a different take. If NFL superstars could control their draft fate, why should a top NBA prospect with a clear plan be faulted? June 26, 2025. The highly anticipated night finally arrived. A career-defining event for most young players. But for Ace Bailey, this was the moment his entire plan got flipped upside down.
With the 5th pick in the 2025 NBA Draft, the Utah Jazz select Arius Ace Bailey from Rutgers University.
The Utah Jazz did the unthinkable. They drafted Ace Bailey. Yes, the very team he had reportedly warned not to take him. The choice shocked everyone. Bailey walked across the stage and shook hands with Commissioner Adam Silver, but his face said it all. Instead of joy, fans saw a blank stare. Within minutes, social media exploded with posts saying he looked like he'd just received bad news. Bailey's reaction felt awe, maybe surprised, maybe even disappointed. Cameras caught the awkward moment as he stepped back, adjusting his hat, trying to process what had just happened. One clip of his wide-eyed reaction quickly went viral, with fans speculating he was fighting back tears. Later, Ace admitted he had no idea Utah even planned to take him. Despite his talent, the conversation around Bailey quickly shifted from basketball to behavior. Concerns about his maturity, professionalism, and how he handled the pre-draft process became a major talking point. Even his post-draft interview raised questions. When asked how he felt, Bailey simply said, "I can control what I can control." A short line that spoke volumes about the tension surrounding his situation. But the drama didn't end there. When it was time to fly to Salt Lake City for rookie orientation, Bailey was nowhere to be found. Speculation ran wild. Was he holding out? Was he trying to force a trade? Jazz fans grew anxious as reports claimed that Bailey had refused to board the flight with fellow draftees. What started as quiet rumors quickly escalated into full-blown media chaos. Through it all, the Utah Jazz stayed calm. Team management insisted they were committed to Bailey. Owner Ryan Smith praised his new player as humble, grateful, excited to begin his career. General manager Austin Eng doubled down on a pick. "We were super excited," Eng told reporters, calling Bailey great and highlighting his two-way potential. And despite the headlines, the Jazz made it clear they weren't trading him, and they believed in his future.
Ace Bailey. If he's playing in the NBA, he's playing for the Utah Jazz. That's just a matter of fact. That's just a matter of the circumstance right now. So, unless Ace Bailey is sitting out the NBA season and forfeiting close to $10 million in his first year salary, that would be unprecedented. But
within days, Bailey's agency stepped in to address the growing speculation. GSE Worldwide President Andrew Whitlieb told Front Office Sports the situation was being blown out of proportion, notating that teams often draft players they never worked out. Bailey's camp repeated that the Jazz scouting process was thorough and that he was honored to be a top 5 pick. And by the end of June, Bailey finally arrived in Utah. In his introductory press conference, the 18-year-old sounded almost apologetic. He denied ever considering a holdout, and when asked if he was betrayed or had regrets, Bailey insisted he felt blessed to be in Salt Lake City. He expressed his gratitude, calling it a dream scenario to join a team that covets youth, complimenting his fellow rookies, and even joking about how hard he'd worked in the gym. Whatever doubts he may have had about joining the Jazz, they were gone, at least publicly. But beyond the headlines and hot takes, the Ace Bailey saga posted a bigger question. Who really holds the leverage in the NBA draft? For years, teams have dictated everything, selecting players regardless of their preferences. But Bailey's approach signaled a shift. With the right agent and enough confidence, a prospect can try to influence where he lands. This whole episode will be remembered forever. It's likely future players will try to follow Bailey's lead, skipping workouts, threats, making demands, and trying to control their draft night fate. Omar Cooper even said this kind of strategy isn't new. Still, his ultimate compliance made one thing clear. The final decision rests with the team. The Jazz called Bailey's bluff, and they got their guy. So what does this all mean for Ace Bailey's future in the NBA? If he plays well and lives up to the hype in Utah, he could become the face of a bold new era, one where young stars take charge of their destiny before ever stepping foot on an NBA court. But if he struggles or fades out, it could send the opposite message, that trying to outplay the system too early might backfire. So now we ask you, was Bailey making a smart play for his future, or did he make a critical mistake that could cost him everything? Let us know what you think in the comments below. The spotlight's on. The stage is set. What happens next? That's all up to Ace. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel for future videos, and we'll see you on the next one.